I'm going to jail in Australia for holding a blank sign.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Shockmal's News, where we take the news that was too long and you didn't read and give it to you straight. Drew Pavlou is going to jail next month, or so he says. Some of you in the United States may be familiar with Drew, as he recently got into a Twitter beef with local man Nicholas Diorio in what has been described as a fat-on-fat crime.
Just started insulting me viciously on Twitter, which is funny considering he is fat and retarded. I don't even know who this guy is.
Before we get into why Drew is going to jail, we have to go over the short backstory of how we got here. Drew has been in the Australian subconscious for just over 3 years and has long been a vocal opponent of the Chinese government. Seen here protesting in Sydney, Drew says, "More footage of the Chinese ultra-nationalists assaulting me and a journalist because I held up a sign saying Xi Jinping in the middle of Sydney while campaigning with my party for the Australian elections.
Please vote for Drew. I need him out of the house. I want peace. I want quiet, and I'm sick of him. You just pretend it's my son. Throw it straight in the window. Pretend.
No,
They're not very taking, darling.
Yes, in 2022, Drew was running for the Senate in Queensland and was in Sydney campaigning for his Senate run. The campaign involved holding a sign in support of Hong Kong. Again, for those Americans watching who may not know Australian geography, Hong Kong is not in Australia. And the location where he was campaigning, Sydney, is outside the Queensland jurisdiction where Drew was standing for election by about 530 miles. In May 2022, he made headlines again in Brisbane, where he was outside the Chinese consulate holding a white sign with nothing written on it. A blank sign.
Based.
Drew received a substantial fine. It's this incident that finds Drew Pavlou today most likely going to jail this August. Yesterday, Drew made 3 separate tweets within 20 minutes announcing he would be going to jail. 3 separate tweets, possibly to increase his odds of hitting the Twitter algorithm. Who knows, but he said, "I am surrendering to the Australian courts and will serve prison time for the crime of holding a blank sign outside the Chinese consulate. Rather than raise the money to pay the fine, I have decided to accept imprisonment on principle."
I'm willing to be made a political prisoner for this stupidity. If that's what the Australian government wants, if they want to show the world that they're willing to literally imprison somebody for holding a blank sign, like they do in Russia, then sure, I'll go ahead, I'll cop that.
"I have written to the authorities to inform them I will peacefully surrender on August 6th rather than pay a $23,000 fine." He also attached this notice from the Magistrates Court of Queensland, basically telling him he's been summoned to court for his failure to pay his unpaid fines, and also attached his reply stating he will peacefully surrender to the court on that date. Drew claims the fine is $23,000, however, the 2 fines Drew actually received totaled $1,000. The rest is an accumulation of court costs from losing multiple appeals. If he had taken his father's advice and gotten a job, he might not find himself wearing prison greens very soon.
Okay, before you go get a f***ing job.
I don't care about a job, I'm just...
I'm not paying for you to get life.
Drew has said,
Yeah, probably face 2 to 3 weeks in prison.
however, like some of the other half-truths exposed in this video from Drew, this is only half true. 2 weeks is the minimum Drew would be looking at. In Queensland, jail time for unpaid fines is determined by a judge, based on certain guidelines. A fine is calculated using penalty units, and a penalty unit is worth $166.90, and the court can order up to 14 days per penalty unit. So for $23,000 in unpaid money to the state, that equates to 137 penalty units. As 14 days is the maximum you can legally serve per penalty unit, that means 1,929 days in jail is the maximum that the court can hand down to Drew, which is just over 5 years. But this would be an extreme case, and it's entirely up to the court judge's decision. But at the end of the day, 2 weeks jail is what Drew is going to be praying for, because that's going to be the very minimum. What do you think about all this? Do you think Drew's going to jail? And based on that estimation, how long do you think he'll be in prison for? We'll bring you the latest on this as it unfolds on August 6th, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like to help us out in the algorithm. And that's it for the news today. Have a good one.